Today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Amazfit T-Rex Pro Smartwatch, so let's get into it. Hey everyone, my name is Jeff, and on this channel I do all sorts of different tech reviews, tips, tutorials, and more, and I have reviewed a ton of different smartwatches. Today we are taking a look at the Amazfit T-Rex Pro. Sorry. I just like saying that. T-Rex. I feel like I've got a dinosaur on my wrist. So this is my first Amazfit smartwatch. Now, Amazfit has also released other watches such as the BIP and the GTS. And if you are interested in checking out more information about this watch as well as those other watches, there will be links down in the description below. And if you decide to pick any of these watches up, by clicking through those links, you are supporting the channel and there is no additional cost to you in buying these products. So this video is going to cover more of an overview of this watch. If you are more interested in seeing what comes with the watch, the unboxing, the setup process, or more in-depth details about different features of this watch, you're going to want to check out the unboxing and setup video that I've done for this watch, and that'll be linked down in the description below. So first I want to talk about the display and the design of this smartwatch. You can get the T-Rex Pro in 3 different colors. You can get it in the meteorite black, blue steel, or the desert gray. And I actually chose to go for the blue steel. A lot of times I like that all these products come in black, but I wanted to change things up a little bit, so I got the blue steel, and I really like the look and feel of this watch. One of the biggest selling features about this watch is it claims it has up to an 18-day battery life. Stick around till the end of this video as I'm going to tell you my final thoughts on how this battery has been performing through my testing. So let's take a look at the design features of the T-Rex Pro. It does have this metal-looking bezel going around the top of it. However, it's just painted. It's not actual metal. It's not stainless steel or aluminum. The entire watch appears to be made of plastic. It also has 4 physical buttons, which I'm kind of a fan of the physical buttons in addition to having a touch screen, just because if your fingers are wet or if you're wearing gloves, as great as the touch screen is, it's not always as responsive or helpful. Having the physical buttons is nice because you can just push those and go into different menus. You've got a select, back, up, and down. And if you go into a menu, the up and down buttons allow you to scroll through that menu without even having to touch the screen. In addition to that, if we flip it over to the back, you're going to see it's got several sensors, an optical heart rate sensor, as well as an SpO2 sensor, which we're going to test those out in just a little bit. It has these silicone bands, and unlike some of the other smartwatches I've reviewed, you can remove these bands and change them out. There's links down in the description if you are looking for different bands besides the ones that come with the watch. However, you are going to need a special screwdriver set to unscrew these 2 screws that are on the sides to be able to switch out bands. So Amazfit doesn't really make it that easy, almost like they don't want you switching out the bands. However, if these bands are going to wear out or you just want to change the style, I think it's nice to be able to have that ability to switch out the bands. From a size comparison, I want to show you some other watches that I've recently reviewed. So we've got the T-Rex Pro in the middle. This is the TicWatch Pro 3. And then just for another size comparison, this is the Fitbit Versa 3. And my thoughts here have been about doing a comparison video on all the features of all 3 of these watches. But I just wanted to give you a size comparison as far as the T-Rex Pro. In addition to it having the the large bezel that's on the front, it is quite beefy. With this being a rugged watch made for doing workouts outdoors, you would expect it to be a little bit heavier, a little heftier as far as having the footprint. However, the fact that it is made of plastic makes it very lightweight on my wrist. In fact, it feels even lighter than some of the other watches I've reviewed that are made of the stainless steel Aluminum is very light, but I will say the plastic and the band that is on this watch make it very comfortable. I would say I've got an average wrist, but if you are not someone that likes a large watch sitting on your wrist, this might not be the wrist for, or this might not be the watch for you. But from a weight standpoint, since it's made out of plastic, I can barely even notice that it is on my wrist. I'm interested to know, what do you think about this watch design? Do you think it's too big of a footprint for your wrist? Do you think it's just right? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. This watch has gone through 15 military grade tests. It's shock absorbent. It can withstand extreme hot and cold temperatures, as well as it's water resistant down to 10 ATM. It does feature a 1.3 inch AMOLED, very bright, very vibrant screen. 360 by 360 pixels, and it does feature a always on display. It also has a very convenient ambient light sensor, so you can go into settings and you can set the brightness however bright you want, or you can click this A and that is going to adjust the brightness of the watch, making it just the right brightness depending on the different conditions, lighting conditions that you are in using the watch. When I go into the different menus, such as the apps, they are very fluid. I think the user operating system is very convenient. I haven't had it freeze up. I haven't had it give me any lag or anything, and it feels very convenient. I do think that the AMOLED touchscreen is very responsive. There have been a few times that I have tried to swipe and it doesn't always respond. It seems to be responding very good right now. In addition to that, you have the options where you can just long hold or tap the screen, and that's going to bring up different watch face designs. It comes preloaded with some of them. You can also go into the app and download more, and then right on the fly you can just tap one of your downloaded watch faces and you are set to go, and you've got a cool looking watch. One of the things I have noticed though in going into the app is that you do have a limited amount of watch faces, only about 35 of them to choose from. Some of the watch faces allow you to put a custom image on, just like this one that I've done with my dog Dash, who's chilling on the couch. So you can take custom images from your phone or images that you've downloaded and then turn them into different watch faces. So that is very convenient, but again, you are pretty limited on how many watch faces that are available right now. I'm hoping in the future more options become available. And real quick, as we do in all the videos on this channel, we've hidden Tinker, our little hidden robot. He looks just like this guy on my shirt right here. He's going to briefly pop up somewhere during this video, and if you happen to spot him popping up, be the first person to take note of the timestamp or the amount of time into this video that you spot him popping up, and be the first person to let me know that timestamp down in the comments section below. If you're that person, we'll put your name on our Tinker Forward Hall of Fame page, as well as give you a shout out in one of our future videos. So to charge the watch, you can flip it over to the back. It actually came with a magnetic charging cable that plugs into any USB port, and we can just stick that right to the back of the watch. When you flip it over, you will see that the watch is charging as indicated there by the flashing lightning bolt. In my testing, I wore the battery down to 0 and then plugged the watch in here to the charger. It took 70 minutes when I timed it to charge all the way from 0 to a full 100% charge. So next I want to show you guys the Zepp app, and Z-E-P-P is how you spell it. That is the app that you need to download so that it can sync with your T-Rex Pro. And I just want to give you a quick run through the app. Like a lot of the other smartwatches that are out there, it's going to give you the home page or the dashboard that gives you an overview of all the different data, stuff like steps, calories, sleep tracking, heart rate, sleep score, PAI, which is their overall measurement, which I'll go into a little bit more in the review coming up. goal tracker, and then other data that has been generated. Not all of these different data generation fields you can take advantage of with this watch, and some work with other Amazfit products. In addition to that, you can go to Enjoy, which is the tab at the bottom. Hey, look at that, $1 large fries today at McDonald's. What you can see here is different areas where you can customize, like your watch face. You can find your device, which I think is convenient. That's actually making the watch vibrate if you happen to set it down somewhere and you can't seem to find it. Vice versa, if you can't find your phone, there is a Find My Phone app on the watch, so you can locate your phone. And then you've got other areas where you can customize different settings on the watch. You can click on Profile, and your devices that you have installed, such as my T-Rex Pro, can be clicked on, and then it's going to give you all the stats and information, and again, more settings that you can customize on the watch. You can go into the store, download more customizable watch faces, but as you can see, there's not a ton of them. I'm at the bottom of the list, but you can also go in and change other watch settings. It does have the app list management area where you can reorder the apps that are on your watch. However, it doesn't give you an area where you can download any third-party apps to put on the watch. You are just limited to the apps that come with the watch. However, there are quite a few great apps pre-installed. So I want to talk to you about the apps, the health tracking and stats, including the PAI and SpO2 on the watch. If you swipe to the left on the T-Rex Pro, this brings up the pre-installed apps, and there's 17 of them on the watch. PAI, which I'll go more into in a minute, heart rate, SpO2, workout records, workout status, stress tracking, activity goals, weather, alarm, compass, barometer, stopwatch, timer, events, music, find your phone, and notifications. With that being said, the first one that's on there is this PAI. PAI, according to Amazfit in their app, is a score that they give you based on your past 7 days. It incorporates your activity that you've done, your age, your sex, and your resting heart rate. And it tells me here that my target is 100. Now, I consider myself to be pretty physically fit. Today's scores, it's giving me a 0 PAI. I will say I haven't been as active today because I've been working on videos and stuff. It does show me today's heart rate zone. It shows me my intensity distribution. And that is it for this. Now, if I go into the app, the Zepp app, which I was showing you earlier, this also keeps track of like how many steps I've done. And I set a goal for myself of 10,000 steps each day. And I can click on this, and then it shows me here by day how many steps I've done. So today I haven't done very many. But if we go back in the week, like yesterday, I've done 7,000. The day before I did 82. The day before that, I was probably the most active. I went for a run, and that was 10,000 steps. And then it kind of gives you more of a breakdown based on your average daily steps for this week, your average daily steps for this month, and then it goes into tips, which I think is very helpful. You can see your steps by the week. But if we jump back, you also see the other health stats in the app, including your PAI. Now, it was telling me it wants me to have a target of 100 for PAI as far as like your ultimate goal. And it does give me, it says here, I still need to earn 21 PAI to reach the next goal. And it gives me some examples that I was looking at. So jogging to 14 minutes, I can keep my heart rate above 155. Walking for 120 minutes, so that's 2 hours, which just seems like a lot of walking to me. I usually don't go walking for 2 hours to keep my heart rate sustained above 98 BPM, and because of that, I will earn 2 PAI. Cycling for 120 minutes, heart rate sustained above 111 BPM. Again, cycling for 2 hours. This just seems like a lot of exercising to me to reach these PAI goals. So I don't quite know if I completely understand all that. I do like the fact that it does have a Q&A where you can learn everything you need to know about their PAI. I would consider myself an average person that works out. I usually try to go for runs 3 times a week. And there's a lot of information that it gives you. And I will say that from tracking my BPM, tracking my steps, it seems pretty accurate. I just don't think I completely understand how I can meet their goals in the PAI workings in the app and on the watch. In going through the apps, I also like the fact that you can track your heart rate. So you can go right in and it will do an on-the-fly measuring. So it just measured my beats per minute and I'm at 71. And then from that point, I can scroll down and it'll show me heart rate zones. Again, I haven't been doing a lot of activity today, but it would show me relaxed, warm-up, fat burning, aerobic. Today I've been very relaxed. Something else that's nice about this watch is it does take a blood oxygen level reading on the fly, an SpO2 reading. So it tells me to wear the watch, and we're going to go ahead and tap to start measuring. It gives me this red ring going around the screen letting me know the status of the measurement, and we'll come back when it's done. So it's giving me a measurement reading of 99%, and that is how this is lining up. Now I'm going to do the same on the fly blood oxygen level measuring with the TicWatch Pro 3. So this is the measurement from the TicWatch Pro 3. This is coming in at 98%. So just about in line with what I'm getting on the TRex Pro, using that smartwatch as just another gauge to see the accuracy. So I would say that from a BPM and a blood oxygen level tracking, the watch does seem to be on par with other smartwatches that I've tested. You can also do stress tracking on the watch, and just like all the other measurements, it's on the fly. So right now it's having me remain still. So it's giving me a stress score of 37, and it gives me the option to remeasure if I want. I can also scroll down, and it's going to allow me to enable automatic stress detection. So I wanted to talk about sleep tracking, and in the Zepp app, you can go to sleep, and it shows you the sleep information that it has recorded. It shows that last night I got 6 hours and 52 minutes of sleep, and then it breaks it down into deep sleep and light sleep. It shows that I actually fell asleep at 12:18, and then I woke up this morning at 7:11. It breaks it into a sleep score, and then gives me more information based on what it collected. It also allows me to keep a daily record of my pre-sleep state and then my wake-up mood. I like the excellent there. That's great. So it gives you that, and then it also compares you with similar users. I fell asleep earlier than 32%, and I basically went to bed at like midnight last night. So apparently people go to bed really late that have this app. But just comparing this, so it shows that I fell asleep at 12:18, woke up at 7:11. I also wore my Fitbit Versa 3, which records that I went to sleep at 11:55 and woke up at 7:11. So the Zepp app actually recorded me falling asleep like 23 minutes later than Fitbit's sleeping app. It records here that I slept in Fitbit for 6 hours, 29 minutes. Their sleep score in Fitbit is giving me a 79 versus the 81 in Zepp's app. So very close with the sleep score, just a little bit off on the sleep times. So very interesting information with the sleep tracking. So if we go into activity goal, I can see here, and again, I was able to go into the app and set how many steps. 10,000 is my goal. Shows me some rings towards my progress, my move goal, and then my standing goals. As I scroll down, it shows me my calories and the total distance I've gone today. And then if I click on my goal, it shows me here my move ring, 10,000 steps, fat burning ring, 30 minutes, my stand ring, 12 times. So that kind of shows you where I'm at as far as progress. I like the weather app. As you go in, it shows you all the current temperature and readings, and then as you scroll down, it's going to give you the future weather for today, tomorrow, basically the next several days, temperatures as well as what's forecasted. You can go in and set alarms for whatever you might want. You can customize them so that it's every weekday, or maybe daily or once only. So that is very convenient. It's nice that it has a built-in compass, so that's very cool as well. Very handy if I'm traveling, if I'm out and about. The watch also has a built-in barometer, so it's going to show you stats like your air pressure and height, as well as give you your location information. Also very helpful if you are out and about doing some exploring. The watch also features a basic stopwatch as well as timer, which is convenient and something that's always handy to have on any smartwatch. You also have event reminders where you can go into the app and put in reminders for different maybe tasks that you want to do. I will note that when you're putting in the reminders, you're limited to only so many characters, basically about 2 or 3 words. So I did think that was kind of limiting. And then with that also being said, you can control music from the watch. So with music, if I'm playing music on my phone, if I jump into something like Spotify or Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, YouTube Music, any type of player that is going to play music, essentially what you can do is go into the music app that is on the watch, and then when you click into that music app, it is going to bring up whatever's currently playing on your phone. You can't store physical music files on the TRex Pro, but you can use the watch as a remote control. As you can see here, it shows you the title and artist or whatever's playing. It shows me a status of how long it's been playing. It gives me the options where I can skip to the next track. I can pause and play, as well as go to the speaker icon at the bottom and increase, decrease the volume level to whatever Bluetooth headphones or whatever headphone source I have hooked up to my phone, making it convenient if you are going to take your phone on a walk or run and you have it in your pocket or your bag and you don't want to have to keep shuffling through to control the music. You've got the remote capability, but again, not the ability to store any music files on the watch itself. So let's go into workouts. So if you're going to use this watch, I go for runs, I go for walks. This has over 100 different exercise modes, and by just tapping the select button in the upper right, that brings up all the different workouts. We've got outdoor running, walking, treadmill, trail running, indoor walking, outdoor cycling, indoor cycling, pool swimming, climbing, hiking. I haven't personally tested all of these, but what I did think was pretty cool is as I'm scrolling through these and you go to more, it goes into detail with all the different categorizing. So you've got running workouts, cycling, swimming, outdoor sports, indoor sports, dance. So if we click on dance, you've got square dance, ballroom dance, belly dance, ballet, street dancing, Zumba. So you just have a ton of different options here. I suppose if there's something that you are trying to do with this watch, if it's not on here, boxing, it's got 10 different workouts, wrestling, martial arts. So I'm not exactly sure how it keeps track of all those different activities, but winter sports, skiing, downhill skiing, we've got outdoor skating, curling, sledding. There's definitely a lot of crazy options here. Leisure sports, hula hooping, frisbee, darts, tug of war. So, and you've got this shuttlecock kicking. So just everything under the sun with 100+ different sports modes for you to choose from when you're starting a workout. If you're somebody like me that's probably going to do some running or climbing with this watch, you can go into Go, and it's going to start the workout. It's going to find one of the GPS location, satellite locations to link into, and then it's going to start your workout, give you your heart rate, and track your distance. As you can see from the run that I did the other day. When you're done, you can go ahead and end the workout. It gives you the option whether you want to continue. So if you just want to pause it, or if you want to save the workout, you can do that. We are going to discard this one. So asking me if I want to discard, we're going to say yes. In addition to doing the workouts, what I like is if you go back to the apps and you go under the different apps by exercise there, or by workouts, it also gives you your workout records. And you can see here then what you've done as far as different walks and runs. You can see here I went for a 3.5-mile run the other day. That was 45 minutes. And it actually shows you a snapshot of the GPS, gives you all the information about that particular workout. So things like your time, pace, stride, you can go through all the different calories, all those different stats. And then heart rate zones are also displayed right on the watch. I think it's very easy to read, and it gives a lot of great information. Heart rate chart as well as a pace diagram. I like that all this information is available right on the watch, and that you can access all this information very easily without even having to go into the app on your phone, so you can look at your past workouts. I like to see, oh, the other day I went for a 3.5-mile run and it was 45 minutes. So I can kind of gauge if I'm going to do another one of those workouts, how it relates to that previous workout. So in addition to the health stats from your workout that the watch displays, you can get all this information, and probably even a nicer format, in the Zepp app. I'm on the home page right now, and if you click on the upper right of the screen, this brings you to the all data area where it's collecting all this data. Steps, calories, it gives you sleep, heart rate information, tons and tons of information here. Some of this stuff is not actually recorded with this device. This seems like it's Zepp's all data area. Things like body temperature, if you click on that, there's nothing there because this watch doesn't do anything with your body temperature. If we do jump up though to like exercise record, I can click on that. It's going to show me the last week's workouts that I've recorded. So we've got an outdoor run and a walk that I did. It shows me information. If I click on, say, that walk, it's actually going to bring up the GPS of the location that I recorded at the park when I was walking around. And it looks like the line follows the path pretty good. You can see where I started and stopped, and then it kind of varies off a little bit. For the most part though, it is pretty accurate. I will say underneath the workout, if you scroll up, you can see distance data, workout time, heart rate. It does graph everything, which is pretty nice. So you can see speed, you can see laps, heart rate, a lot of great information here. Heart rate zones, everything intensive, light, relaxed. Even the altitude and cadence is all recorded. So that is pretty neat stuff inside the app as far as showing you all the different data recorded from your workout. Also regarding workouts on the GPS, if you go into settings by just pulling down from the top of the screen, gets you into a shortcuts menu, and then you can tap the little bolt to get into settings. You can actually go under GPS, and the watch uses the global positioning service of several different satellites, and you can choose between the BDS, the GLONASS, or the Galileo as to which GPS system you want to use. So you can try out the different GPSs, see if one is working better for you than another. If like I noticed when I was testing starting up the GPS, it started right up, but I suppose depending on the area you're in, you may have one satellite that is giving you better response with the GPS than others. The watch also has workout detection, so if you click into that under the preferences, you can choose whatever category you want. It says after you select the workout type to be detected, it's going to continuously monitor, and it will automatically start recording whatever your workout is. Again, this is going to eat away at the battery a little bit, but you've got all sorts of different workout styles here that it's going to detect and then start the workout recording for you. Let's talk about notifications on the watch. So if you swipe to the right, this is going to give you any notifications that you get as far as apps. You can see here, if I click on that, breaking news, Aaron Rodgers wants out of Green Bay. Oh man. So it doesn't give you a whole lot, it just gives you a couple of lines just to kind of give you an idea of what it's looking for. Any other notifications show up here as well. You don't have the option to just individually clear one notification at a time. You just scroll down, and then at the bottom of your notifications, it gives you a trash can where you can delete all of them, but you can't just individually delete notifications. It is also going to give you any text messages that you receive will pop up on here. It also, if you're receiving any incoming calls like I was from my wife, it gives you the option to either silence the notification or decline the call, but there is no built-in microphone or speaker on this watch, so you can't actually answer any of those phone calls from the watch. You can use the touch screen though to decline calls, or at least see who's calling if you have your phone in your pocket or not with you, so you don't actually have to look at the phone as far as capabilities for notifications on the watch. But aside from that, you don't have any other abilities to respond to any text messages or anything like that. So let's talk about battery in this bad boy T-Rex Pro. So it has a 390 milliamp hour lithium ion battery, and Amazfit claims that you can get up to 18 days of battery life, or even 20 days in standby mode. They claim that with heavy use of the watch, it'll have a battery lasting up to 9 days. And if you are just continuously using the GPS, you can get 40 hours of GPS time. So in my use, I had mentioned that the battery takes 70 minutes to fully charge up. I wanted to do my own testing and be realistic about how long the battery is going to last. What I did as far as settings is I turned the always display on, which is what you're seeing right now, where it goes into this screen after the regular screen times out. You can do that by going into the preferences and setting that. And then by having the always on display, I also like keeping the screen awake on as long as possible, and I set that to a max of 30 seconds. I'm a runner and a walker, so every other day I was going for about a 1 hour walk or a 1 hour run and using the GPS. Now I noticed that with the GPS on, it seemed to drain the battery about 5% every hour. So if you're using constant GPS, I would say that you're able to get about 20 hours of GPS time, continuous usage out of this watch. From my use, I was able to get the battery to last about 4.5 days before it completely drained. So my overall thoughts on this watch, what do I really like? So the pros, I really like the durability of this watch, the style, even though it's made of plastic, which gives it a little bit of a cheap feel. It's very lightweight, and I think it's a great rugged watch for the outdoors. I love the built-in GPS and the health tracking. I think that the apps that come installed on this and all the different workout modes make this a very useful watch for somebody that's going to be outdoors. Things like the compass, the barometer are all extremely helpful, and they all look great on the very bright AMOLED screen that this watch comes with. With that being said, I wish that you could put third-party apps on this watch. I can understand why with the operating system that might not be possible. But I also wish that there were more watch faces to choose from. The ones that are available look very nice, but again, are kind of limited in their options. With that being said, there is no built-in microphone or speaker. There's also the absence of having some sort of a virtual assistant, such as Google or Amazon Alexa, which is being seen more and more on a lot of the smartwatches today. But again, adding those types of features takes away from the durability and will also probably increase the price of this watch. I think this watch is very competitively priced, and if you're somebody that's going to be outdoors using this for outdoor tracking, I think with all the different options it includes, it gives you a great value. One other thing that I just would be interested in them adding is some sort of fall detection on these watches. Other brands like Garmin have the fall detection, and I think if this watch is rugged and made for outdoors, that is something that's becoming more and more of a helpful feature to have on watches. And then, of course, lastly, the battery, claiming it goes up to 18 days. You know, if you put it in the battery saver mode, that is definitely one thing, but I think if you're buying this watch with realistic expectations, expect something more like a 4 or maybe 5-day battery life. So you can pick up the TRex Pro Smartwatch for $179 US. And again, I've got links down in the description below if you want to check out more information. I'm interested to know your thoughts about what you think about the TRex Pro Smartwatch, or if you guys have other questions, let me know down in the comments section below. I always like comparing different smartwatches, how they stack up. I've recently reviewed the TicWatch Pro 3 and the Fitbit Versa 3, and I plan on having another video coming out here shortly that's going to compare the TRex Pro to those smartwatches. So be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that little notification bell, and you'll get notified when that video comes out, as well as my other weekly videos that I do on this channel. Once again, my name is Jeff. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. Be sure to make every day awesome, and I will see you in the next video.